Hi, it's Jeffrey from 9 Dots. Welcome to hashtag Connect the Dots, episode 31. Last week I went to a public speaking conference called Heroic Public Speaking, or HPS Live, which was organized and run by Michael and Amy Port, who are speaker coaches and amazing people. And I did a couple videos, but I wanted to share some takeaways that I thought could be useful and valuable to you. So there are going to be 3 takeaways I want to share with you. The first one is the concept that they talked about a lot over the 3 days, which is the concept of yes and, where ordinarily we as people, we generally say yes but when someone either makes a suggestion. So whether we're in a brainstorming session or in other communication with someone, they share something and our instinct is usually say yes, but the problem here is, or sometimes we just say no. And as a speaker, and as someone who's trying to communicate and work well with others, they would encourage, and I would encourage, that using the concept of yes and, which comes from improv comedy, is really helpful. And the way that it works is, the yes part is to accept and acknowledge the person. So they say something, you say yes, and then you say and then you can add something to it. So you're contributing and building upon what they're saying. So that's the first takeaway, to think about how can you, in professionally and personally, use the concept of yes and add some positivity. The second concept is about authenticity. We're always trying to be authentic, and I think when we see speakers and we're communicating with people, we're always looking to see, do they come across as being authentic? And I think one of the problems is that we're not looking for perfection, but we're looking for connection. And by being authentic doesn't mean that you have to be perfect about something. In fact, Ron Tite, who spoke at the conference, who was unbelievable, he had a line which he said, authenticity is really about being comfortable with your imperfection. So I'm doing a lot of these things and I don't say everything perfectly clear every time, and I think that's okay as long as we're being our authentic self, being self-expressed, and recognizing that none of us are perfect. So that's the second takeaway. The third takeaway was one about really how you approach any of all this stuff, a life, whether it's a speech or in general in work or in your personal life, which is to make big choices. And that making those big choices really crush your fears. And when we're hesitant about something, what they encourage from a speaker perspective and from the performance is to make a big choice. And that's what actors do all the time. But I think we can take that lesson and apply it to speaking as well as to other interactions we have. So to make big choices. So again, it's to yes and people, it's to be authentic by recognizing your imperfections, and it's about making big choices to crush your fears. And as a bonus, I'll give you one more technique to be effective in your communication, particularly on the stage, but in general. And that technique is to make sure that you accentuate and use the power of a pause. Thanks very much for listening. I hope you found this of value, and happy connecting.